Welcome to Operations and Supply Chain University. I'm Jerry Wright. This is Ops University Lean Six Sigma Black Belt Certification course, lesson number 18, World Class Site Audit. So the World Class Site Audit was developed back in 2008 by myself, Doc Hall, and Luke Falstick, and we did this for site auditing purposes. It was an alternative to the spiderweb plant assessment and rapid plant assessment and other audits available at the time. Since 2008, the Association for Manufacturing Excellence, or AME, has released the Lean Sensei audit tool, and it is more in-depth and all-encompassing, and I'll refer to that at the end of this lesson. The Shingo Prize and other entities provide audit and assessment tools as well, so there's a lot of options out there. Now, the Ops University Lean Six Sigma Black Belt Toolkit has both the guide and audit sheets we're going to cover right now. This is going to help you do an audit of a site in a quick fashion. Now, I have the audit guide available, and you can see instructions for scoring a site. This is pretty straightforward. You put the site name and date, then you mark any positive responses, and we'll go over that in a second, with an X. And then you score the category, and as you score the category, it's going to highlight the color. Now, you make any comments that are appropriate, and then sum the columns and sum the final score. We'll see that on the next page. It's pretty easy to do. The only supposition or the requirement is you have to be familiar with going through a site and actually asking these questions and know what to look for. So let's go through some of the questions. We won't cover all of them, but we'll cover some of the first 4 sections or so. So again, first one is policy deployment, or Hoshin-Conry. Consider that also strategy deployment. Are site activities tied to the company's strategy? Yes or no? If you say yes, put an X there. Are site activities linked to all the work teams or just only in the management area? Yes or no? If it's yes, then great, but it's often going to be a no. Are reviews of the site team activities occurring regularly, like every month or every quarter? Yes, put an X. No. Okay, it's a blank. Now, when you look at the entire process and you say, okay, what are my choices? I have 1, not evident, which is 0 points. 2, limited application, which is 1 point. Some effort, which is 2 points. Clearly evident, which is 3. 4 is good example of a best practice. And 5 was, I've never seen anything better. This is amazing. So that's how the scoring is going to go. So drop to the next category. Maybe this one we say, okay, it's a limited application. It's a 1. Vision, mission, culture, and strategy. Are the company vision, mission, and values posted? Yes, great. No, okay, they're not there. Is the strategy known to everybody? Can you ask an operator on the floor and say, do you know what your company's strategy is, or have an idea of it? If they can't tell you what it is, then no, it's not at all levels. Are the company values posted and known at all levels? So maybe you go through this, you say, yeah, there's limited application. We'll give it a 1. Now, value stream mapping. Has the site completed value stream maps? Yes, no. Is the site using the maps to identify opportunities to improve? Again, you may say, yeah, they've done value stream maps and they are using them, so it's a 2 or a 3. Okay, great. How about workplace organization, safety, and 7S? Are all site areas clean, well lit, and well organized? This is a tough one to get a yes, but let's say, well, they're pretty good. Does everything have a place and there's no clutter? Are safe and ergonomic practices evident? So again, you can score this based on what you observe, and you have to really walk the majority of the site to be able to do this. On the last one, visual controls. Are the work areas, cells, processes identified? Are there signs and signage? Are aisles marked? Are storage areas designated? Are there scoreboards for each production area visible? Is status detectable? Does the daily work follow the visual controls in place? Now, I'd like to point out that you can do this site feedback form in office areas, distribution areas, product development areas. It doesn't matter. It can be any type of a business in any type of area. The things are written so that they can be done for service organizations, development organizations, production and distribution organizations as well. So again, it's written that way. Now there's 20 categories in total. So once you get all the 20 categories scored, and this can take a day or a day and a half, or even a half day, depending on the site size, you get everything done, you put it in, it's going to automatically total for you. Now, if you're 0 to 24, you're failing. You're not even close to world class. If you're 25 to 39, you're marginal. So you're still not world class. And if you're 40 to 64, that's striving. Okay, this is where you want to be, headed towards good, great, or even the best. Now, I've never scored anybody in the best category because it's really hard to find that unless you're in a Toyota facility or a Toyota-like facility. It's hard to get there. But hey, being 40 to 64 or even 65 to 80, that's really good. Now, the last thing that I typically do is I give each site feedback. What are their three top strengths and what are the three opportunities for improvement? So I typically write those in and then highlight those during the feedback session. So again, you can do this scoring in a fairly quick order. And if you can break up with a couple people to do it, 2, 3, 4 people, you can cover more area and cover more ground and then do a combination at the end. Now, one of the things I had to do in my role as I was responsible for global continuous improvement for, I think we had 25 global sites, I would go to the main sites and do this scoring. Now, this was at DJO. This is October 2009 as an example. These were the ranges for scoring that we had. We didn't have anything that was not evident. We had some that were limited application, a lot that were some effort, clearly evident, and good example of best practice. And we had a few things that had never seen any better. So there was amazing one-piece flow and standard work in a number of our cellular operations. So again, you can see down at the bottom, areas needing focus, needing improvement, keep moving forward on where we want to be, and then too wide of variation in the application. The gray areas means we were all over the place. Some were great, some were awful. So again, you want to make sure you can tighten those up, but we use this to try to move us in the right direction. And you can see over a number of years, you can see 2008, 2009, and I did these typically every 6 months. You can see how some of the sites, like our Tijuana site, went from 77 to 79 to 80. Our site in Clear Lake went from 45 to 47 to 48. And again, some good improvements. The goal again was to keep improving, and this was a great way to do it through these regular site audits. So again, it's an opportunity for you to have this as a tool in your toolkit as a black belt, or if you're leading continuous improvement across multiple sites. So again, I mentioned before, there's the AME Lean Sensei. It helps you improve the way you improve. It's available at ame.org/programs/AME-Lean-Sensei. You can download it. It's an Excel file, and it's pretty easy to use. And if you decide you want to use it and apply for the AME Excellence Award, that'd be fantastic. You could also consider using it for other awards, but again, it's a great resource to you. That's it for this session. Thank you.